Hi everyone, it is Mama B. I play Ina from Ina the Curious on Tumblr.com, and it is Monday, which means it's time for another round of questions. Ask them on. Don't have a lot of questions this week, which is pretty okay, really, but I do have a few. First question is from Easter Elf, who plays a minor character from the Rise of the Guardians fandom. If you don't check her out for her characterization of Doodle the Easter Elf, you should definitely check her out for her artwork, which is just really fantastic. She wanted to know where I most wanted to go, and where my favorite place to go, or where they would be, I suppose. It's two different answers. I would love to go anywhere overseas. I've lived in the U.S., I've lived in Canada, and I'm kind of ready to go see what's waiting out further away. I'd love to go to New Zealand, love to go to the UK, I'd love to go to Greece. But if anybody has ever looked at what ticket prices cost to fly overseas, that's miserable by itself. But I have to multiply that by 4. I have 2 kids and a husband and myself, so that's not going to happen anytime soon. But where's my favorite place to be? My favorite place to be is exactly where I'm at right now, at home, and usually in my kitchen, which is currently a total mess, and I'm kind of embarrassed. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, my favorite place to be is um, at home, listening to my kids, petting the cat, sitting in my kitchen, role playing, I guess. But I'm not actually. I did a lot of travel across the U.S. As a teenager, and despite the fact that I really do love to travel, I love to go out, I love to meet new people, I love to experience new things, my favorite place to be is at home. My next question is actually, it's from Imperial B. She roleplays as Queen Bee from the animated Young Justice series. She's actually one of the few bad guys that I follow on Ina's account who get down off the counter. Yeah. Home life, I swear. Anyway, she roleplays as Queen Bee from the animated Young Justice series by DC. She's one of the few bad guys that Ina follows, and she's really well done and usually pretty well within character, in my opinion. She wanted to know where my inspiration for Ina came from. Last time I did a Mun video, somebody asked me why I chose to start role playing as Ina. The answers are similar, but not exactly the same. I don't know where the original inspiration for Ina came from, but as she grew into a character, I would have to say that the majority of my inspiration came from real life experiences, children that I have babysat or taken care of previously, and my own children, my oldest daughter, in fact, especially in some of the ways that Ina articulates things. My oldest daughter, who is also 7, often articulates things a lot like an adult does, and I do tend to mirror that where Ina is concerned, because in my mind it's relatively realistic. Imperial B also wanted to know why I picked one of my previous roleplay characters, which was Scientist, from the Young Justice series, one of the alien bad guys, and one of the only female aliens that we saw from the bad guys. And as far as why I chose to play the Ambassador Scientist, she seemed to me like a character who had a lot of potential that could be worked out, or really create an in-depth, very interesting character. The Young Justice series, we didn't really see any character development from her other than sheer cowardice. Personally, I thought, especially with an alien culture, that she would be a good character to play. And for the short amount of time that I played her, I really did enjoy it. But one of the common problems that you come across in Tumblr, especially role playing a female, I had a lot of problems with people approaching me strictly for sexual role play, strictly for shipping role play, and I'm not here on Tumblr to get my jollies. I have a husband in real life for that. I mean, I that's not to say that I never ship, and I do have ships where scientist is, and where Arjuna is involved. Um, but ultimately, I had to stop playing her just because of where things went with my partners. The majority of people that approached me were strictly about sex and relationships, and unfortunately, the majority of them also did not seem to understand that sex is not a relationship. Sex is an aspect of a relationship. So, why did I pick Scientist? I picked her because she honestly seemed like an interesting character who had the potential to be a strong female um, lead, even if she was a bad guy, who had the potential to actually, become a really well built character. Um, and much to my dismay, much to my major disappointment, uh, they did nothing with her. That said, I actually don't know what happened in the comics with her, or even if she was in the comics, because I did not keep up on DC Comics and was not familiar with the Young Justice series in the comic books. So I know that things were changed in the Young Justice cartoon compared to what was going on in the comics for the same or the similar storyline. Kind of makes me want to go back and read it just to see if she shows up and if she's just equally as interesting. Um, and then, of course, Audrey, the not so solo Spider Man, A Future Worth Crashing. Yeah, she had like a dozen accounts. Wanted to know how much wood would woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck chuck wood. I used to know the answer to this riddle. I'm just gonna go with until he's tired, because that's about the best I can come up with. So yes. And for those of you who are wondering what the background is here, what's all around me, Blind Springs. Please check out this comic. It is so cool. The artwork is just it's really beautiful and it's detailed, and you have to sit and actually think about what you're looking at, not just think about what's going on in the speech bubbles. So, I'm not I'm not usually into promoting, things for this anyway, things that are not roleplay related. But please check out Blind Springs. It is really, really great. The artist gave away this wallpaper, awesome wallpaper. And was very, I don't want to PayPal, I don't need donations, pay it forward, give it to everybody else. But the artwork in the comic looks just like the artwork on the wallpaper. So I mean, you're not disappointed. It's beautiful. And one other thing, I know that I've had to make several posts about this in the last couple of weeks, and I'm really sad to say that I'm actually going to have to say this in a video because nobody seems to. There seems to be a lot of misunderstanding going on. I have 2 young children at home. My youngest child is a toddler, and she does not comprehend sexual activity. My oldest daughter is 7 years old. If you reblog Not Safe for Work and you do not tag it with either your own special tag for whatever you tag Not Safe for Work, or the NSFW tag, or something that is equally appropriate for me to use Tumblr Savior so I can make sure that that post does not come up when my 7-year-old is standing behind me or hanging out around me so that she can look at the nice artwork from the artists that I follow, I will unfollow you. This is not me being hateful because, oh my god, I have a vendetta against Not Safe for Work, because God knows I like not safe for work just as much as the next person. Okay, I hot naked guys, hot naked chicks, guys doing girls, guys doing guys, girls doing girls. I don't care. It doesn't faze me. I'm old enough and experienced enough to know that I don't have to be offended by whatever you like. Okay, my 7-year old does not understand, and I understand that some of the people that I've made posts about this, some folks that follow me have been extremely offended. Oh, how dare you? Like, well, why wouldn't you follow me if I'm posting not safe for work? I don't care if you post safe for work or not safe for work, not safe for work. I don't care if you post safe for work either, but I don't care if you post not safe for work, but you need to tag it. I mean, I understand the majority of my partners do not have kids. They have no desire to have kids. They don't have kids in their household. They don't have younger siblings. They don't have older siblings. Maybe they are the younger siblings, but I do. If you don't tag, you're not safe for work. I don't care what you tag it as. Okay, but if you don't tag it and I can't hide that when I'm looking through my dash and my daughter is in or around my area, I will unfollow you and you're just going to have to be offended by that. I'm sorry. That is my position as a parent. I have the right to say no, just like you have the right to say no to who you're partnering with or who you follow or who you don't follow. If you choose to unfollow me because I'm not going to follow you if you're posting not safe for work and choose not to tag it, then that's your business. I'm sorry, your loss. If you want to continue to roleplay even though you're not following me, or if you want to continue to roleplay even though I'm not following you, we can do that. It's workable. It's fine. But if you don't have the respect or at least the common courtesy to understand that I'm not doing this to be hateful or vindictive or rude to any individual person, then, you have problems. You need to grow up. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I understand, it's a pain to have to tag everything that you post. I don't tag everything I post, but I do go out of my way to make sure that I do tag anything that might be inappropriate for minors as not safe for work or as triggering or inappropriate. So, if you can't show the same common courtesy to everybody else on your dash, don't expect for me to be polite repeatedly when I come to you and say, will you please tag this? And you respond with, I'm not going to tag it. I don't have to tag it. It's my blog. Well, you're right. You don't have to tag it. I'm still going to unfollow you because that's my right. And that is my Monday rant and my Monday questions. And I'll see you next week.